I think that most of the participants who registered are already in our call, so we're going to start with our open call presentation. We're really happy that so many of you were able to join today. Yeah. The agenda will be, at first we will talk about ESA Phi-Lab in general. What is the ESA Phi-Lab? Where is it located? What is it about? Then we will talk more specifically about our current open call. And then last but not least, you will have time to ask your questions, and we will talk about maybe things that are not clear until then. So we will have enough time. Housekeeping, as I said before, we will record our presentation. Afterwards, we will send to you the slides so you can read through the slides. And if you have any questions, of course, you can always contact us and we will be happy to answer them also via email or call or whatever. If you have any problems during our Zoom call, please reach out to Gera, I Gerim, but we call her Gera, and she can assist you. All right, let's dig into the ESA Phi-Lab. What is the ESA Phi-Lab Austria? Our ESA Phi-Lab was the first ESA Phi-Lab that was opened last year. We are focused on industrialization of upstream innovations, hardware or software. And we also want to strengthen the region of Lower Austria and help with innovation in space technology. Why are we located where we are located? This is a heat map of Austria where you can see the space industry in Austria, and you can see that especially between Vienna and Wiener Neustadt, there is more color. And because of the reason that there is more space industry in that area, we are located there. You will find a very nice environment around here. Here are many companies and also research institutes related to space. You can read Vienna Airport City. Vienna Airport is not in Vienna. Vienna Airport is in Lower Austria. So we're located in Lower Austria. Nevertheless, you're very, very close to the city center of Vienna. It will take you about 20 minutes by public transport to get into the city center. What is our mission? Our mission is to create a European community for industrialization of space upstream technology. We also want to stimulate and boost disruptive innovation in Austria. For us, it is very important to scale up and support and finance relevant space projects. We up to now have 5 projects in the ESA Phi-Lab, which are very, very different from their project scope. Nevertheless, they all fit into our focus, and we are really, really happy to support all of them to go the next step to industrialization of their projects, of their technology. And yeah, it is very important also for us to build a European Space Competence Center at the airport. Here at the airport, we have a space hub, and it is constantly growing. In a nutshell, ESA Phi-Lab has a very strong focus on industrialization, and a new space focus. We support all our projects individually and coach them along all phases of the ESA Phi-Lab. We are fully financed until 2027. And we are a large Phi-Lab, so we get 5.2 million for innovation seed funding from ESA, but we are also co-financed by the region of Lower Austria by 5.2 million euros. Our next evaluation board will be in autumn 2025, but my colleague Gera will talk about that more into detail. Now I would like to talk about the project phases of the ESA Phi-Lab. Let's walk through with you through the ESA Phi-Lab project phases. We will help you through your phases from idea to execution and beyond. First, we will begin with the pre-proposal phase. This is where everything starts. Reach out to us as soon as you want to participate in the ESA Phi-Lab. But we really recommend you not to apply or to register for the pre-proposal support later than 6 weeks prior to the tender evaluation board. During the phase of the pre-proposal support, you need to submit a pre-proposal. We will review and provide feedback to you, and we will help you refine your project into a strong, fully proposal. Next, there will be the tender evaluation board and the proposal submission and the tender evaluation board. Once a call is passed, we will move into the evaluation of your proposals. This will take approximately 3 to 4 weeks. Then, if your project is eligible, and you will be invited to present your project in front of the tender evaluation board. The tender evaluation board includes space experts from ESA, from ALR, which is the Austrian Space Agency, yeah, and from ESA Phi-Lab participants. You will present your proposal there, and you will receive direct feedback. After that, typically, that's based on our experience, you will get a decision within days whether you are selected for the ESA Phi-Lab or not. An important note for you is that we support you along all phases, but the support partners are not part of the tender evaluation board. Therefore, we have no voting rights, unfortunately. But based on our experience, we can really help you shape your projects for the proposal, and we know mostly of what they expect in a tender evaluation board, so we're really happy to help you with that. As you are selected for the project phase, your ESA Phi-Lab journey will continue. Our projects are in the ESA Phi-Lab between 1 or 2 years. During that phase, you will execute your plan, which you have suggested in the proposal. You access funding and, of course, support from our support partners. You can use infrastructure and labs from ESA Phi-Lab, and you can leverage through coaching and networking your opportunities. Yeah, For us, it is very important that the ESA Phi-Lab is not just about funding. We really want to help you with our support. I have to click. You get, as I said before, pre-proposal support. We really want to help you from your idea to a real market impact. In our pre-proposal support, we want to guide you from the very beginning with your project. You will receive direct feedback from us, and we want to help you shape your project and your scope of project for the proposal. We also can help you find cooperation partner in Austria, especially maybe when you're from abroad, that can with lab can get 2,000 euros. That really depends on your scope. Research organizations can get up to 100% funding, small and medium-sized companies up to 80%, and large companies or corporations can get up to 50%. Yeah. Sorry, I hopped too fast. But apart from the funding, we also provide support and coaching. For us, it is very important that you don't get upfront guidance, but you really get tailor-made support according to your project and your scope. So you will get workshops, coachings, depending really on needs of your projects. This will have no additional costs to any of the projects, and we offer 4 different layers. First, we have technical support coming from NSpace. Second, we have IP and sustainability coaching coming from support coming from TechNet. And we have business development and marketing support coming from Primatech. All these services will help you throughout your ESA Phi-Lab journey, and we will really hope to help you with all our support to accelerate your product and strengthen your business case. And we really want to bring your innovation closer to the market. Of course, during your ESA Phi-Lab journey, you will also have access to workspaces. We have workspaces here at the airport of Vienna. Here we already established a space hub, so therefore there are already companies here, and you will have a very, very nice environment where you can also meet other projects, and find partners maybe in your space journey. So we have physical infrastructure here, and we really want to help you with that infrastructure, getting your project to the next level. The facilities we have here is a modern lab. It can support your testing and your development of your projects. There is a plant makerspace here, and we also have a very extensive network. For us, it is very, very important here at the Space Hub that we are not only infrastructure, we really want to shape with you together a community, collaboration, and the visibility of space upstream technology here in Austria at the Space Hub. Now I will hand over to my colleague Gera, and she will talk more about the open call and will tell you what we're looking for here.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me well. And my name is Gera, as Anna already mentioned. I work at Primatech, one of the proud partners of ESA Phi-Lab. And I'm very excited to introduce you to our open call and thank you all for your interest. And our call is currently accepting proposals. And the deadline is October 8th, so you still have time to develop your ideas over the summer. Next slide, please. Okay, for me, I still don't see it. I still see the, okay, yeah, now it's great. Thank you. So what we are looking for in our third open call, so the theme, the focus of this call is industrialization by design. This means we specifically looking for ideas that have commercialization and industrialization built in from the start. We are not looking for purely research-focused projects. Research can certainly be a component, but only if it serves as a means to enable industrialization. It should not be the core objective. We also don't focus on a specific technology readiness level. Your idea can be at an early stage, for example, if a material selected for future mass production, or also at a later stage. What matters most is your product, your idea, and the story behind it. What we do need is a clear commercial orientation and a well-defined market potential. Ideally, your project should already involve commercial customers, and by that we mean companies outside the institutional ecosystem, like European Space Agency or NASA. Institutional players can certainly support you, but the end goal is to have real market-driven demand. One of the strongest ways to demonstrate this is to include your commercial customer in the project, either as a partner or by bringing them to the tender evaluation board, for example. This adds credibility and shows that your solution has traction. And if you're unsure how to approach this, just reach out. We are happy to support and guide you through this. It's also valuable, though not a formal evaluation criterion, to show how you are positioned in the space community, who are your partners, who are your customers, who is involved in your supply chain, both within and beyond the space sector. ESA Phi-Lab can help here as well. Audio is lagging very badly. Maybe it's my internet connection. How is it now? 1, 2, 3. Better. Okay. Maybe I should turn off my video if that helps. Okay, let me know in the chat. Thank you. The internet connection. Okay. I will continue. If it's too bad, then I will switch to the mobile internet. Just let me know if it's unbearable. Okay, so as I said, ESA Phi-Lab is here to help the team, and we will review your ideas. We will suggest potential partners, and we will help you expand your network. And we've done this successfully for many of our ongoing projects, so we have experience. So ultimately, our goal and yours is to help you build a strong, sustainable position in the market. We want to see resilient, forward-thinking companies thrive, and we are here to support you in getting there. So that's the spirit behind this call. Next slide, please. So yes, who can apply? Let's now talk about who is actually eligible to apply for this open call. We welcome applications from both companies and research organizations. And when we say companies, we truly mean all sizes. Whether you are a startup or a large enterprise, you are encouraged to apply. We are aiming to build a diverse portfolio of organizations, each bringing something unique to the table. Research organizations are also an important part of this ecosystem, particularly those that can support companies with specific capabilities, such as testing facilities, for example, like FOTEC in Austria, and others. You can apply as a single legal entity or as a consortium. The choice is entirely yours. It's not mandatory to form a consortium. If your organization is in a position to deliver the project alone, that's perfectly acceptable. However, if collaboration adds value to your proposal, forming a consortium could strengthen it. However, we recommend that the commercial partner is in the lead of your proposal, of your project. To be eligible, your entity or entities must be registered in an ESA member state. If you're not based in Austria, that is okay, but you will need to demonstrate a clear benefit to the Austrian space economy. This benefit doesn't have a strict definition because it can vary from project to project. You are welcome to propose your own interpretation, or we can explore it together during the pre-proposal phase to help define what that benefit could look like. Next slide, please. Thank you. As my colleague Anna already mentioned, one of the things that sets us apart from many other funding opportunities that you may be aware of, we actively support you throughout the entire proposal process, not just in the pre-proposal phase. You don't have to go through it alone. You can start by sending us a pre-proposal, just a very brief introduction to your idea and your project. We have a template on the website. It's very easygoing. Once we receive it, we begin the journey together. We will schedule a one-on-one meeting with you to discuss whether your idea aligns with ESA Phi-Lab's objectives, provide feedback and suggestions for improvement, and guide you on how to shape your proposal so it has the strongest chance of succeeding, especially in front of the tender evaluation board. This support continues throughout the whole ESA Phi-Lab journey, not just at the beginning. Once you've submitted your pre-proposal, we'll work with you to refine your focus and positioning, as I already mentioned, potential partnerships that can strengthen your case, and any other elements that might need clarification or development. All documents, all templates are available on the website, esaphilab.at. And if you ever find parts of the application template unclear, or if you have any hesitation, or you think I might fit in the scope, but I'm not really sure, just reach out about anything. We're always happy to assist, and we are here to provide all the guidance and support. And next slide, please. So that's once again visually how the ESA Phi-Lab is structured. So we're funded by European Space Agency and basically government of Austria, Lower Austria, and operated by Accent, who is the main contractor, and Primatech, N-Space, and TechNet are those support partners that Anna and I already mentioned to make your product and service happen. Yeah. So we are perfectly in time, actually, 10:30, and we can use all the time to ask all your questions. Should I turn it off or? Yeah, I'll turn it off.
Hello, can you hear me?
Questions in the chat.
Yes.
Are there any questions?
Hello, can you hear me?
You can write either your questions in the chat. I think this will be a very good solution. So if you have any questions, please put them in the chat, and then we're very happy to answer. Will the presentation be available somewhere for download? Yes, we will send. You won't be able to download it, but we are happy to send it to you. You registered with your email address, so we can send it over to everyone who participated today. Can you maybe explain again the research part, that this is not the primary part of the funding? Yes, as we said, the focus of the ESA Phi-Lab Austria is the industrialization process. Therefore, we're not funding any basic research. As my colleague Gera said, if the research is part of your industrialization process, then it can be part of the project, but we're not funding basic research. I hope this answered your question. If not, maybe you can write the more detailed question, but I hope this answered your question. What is the typical acceptance rate of the call based on previous calls? We don't have a rate for each tender evaluation board, but what we can say is that we're not that we want to accept during 1 year approximately 6 projects. So as we have our support layers, we really want to have enough time to provide you with tailor-made coaching and workshops, and therefore not more than 6 projects each year can be accepted. Following Yiri's question, will the recording be available too? The recording will be available to you. We will send you either a link or the file, but we will provide this to you.
Yeah.
Would you briefly introduce your running projects?
We do have a slide, but not this time.
We do have a slide, yeah, on that, but we can just briefly give an overview over the projects. Currently, we are having 5 projects in our ESA Phi-Lab. So maybe you want to talk about our project real quick.
I mean, it depends. I guess we can talk about them very long and in details, but I think the brief introduction would be that 5 projects are very, very diverse, and it's both software and hardware, if that's the question as well. So we have basically companies starting with chemical propulsion systems, ending with quantum technology communications. So it's very diverse, and it can be anything.
But what they all have in common is that they fit into the focus of industrialization of upstream technology.
Yes.
Even though, as my colleague Gera said, we have one project in the area of quantum communication or quantum cryptography, they also have upstream parts. So even projects that are mainly in the upstream in the downstream area can have parts that are upstream too. So we really encourage also downstream projects to get in touch with us, and maybe we can find a scope or also a cooperation partner to help you fit into the ESA Phi-Lab.
But be aware that just purely data usage or data solutions is not in the scope. But if your products or solutions help to enable downstream missions, that might fit. But let's talk about this in pre-proposal, of course. Just send your...
Will there be another deadline next year or in 2 years? Yes, there will be another deadline definitely next year. We don't know whether it will be in first half of or in the first 3 months of 2026 or in the second
part of the year.
Of the year.
But there will be.
But there will definitely be another deadline. And as we said, we're fully financed until 2027. So until there is remaining money, there will be other calls. How long does it usually take from tender evaluation board and successfully selection to the start of the project contract signature? Usually that takes several weeks, depending on the contract or depending on the details of the contract, to which extent they have to be discussed. But usually, I think last year we had the tender evaluation board in October, and the first project started in end of November, so pretty fast.
I think it depends on your negotiation process, and every contract is very individual, and every negotiation process is as well. But the results of tender evaluation board is a couple of weeks, but the rest depending, I guess, on the project.
Can we use the funding as seed funding to start up, or do we strictly need to stick to the 80% for small and medium-sized enterprises? I'm not really sure about the question, to be honest.
Yeah.
But, the rate of the funding is applicable to all, so there cannot be any changes made, and I think our investment cannot be really seen as seed funding as well. I think seed funding is a little bit earlier than what we're looking for, but if I haven't answered that question correct or not correctly, if I haven't answered your question fully, then please reach out to us, and then we can talk also one-on-one concerning that question, and maybe we can give you a more detailed answer on that. Was it the expected ROE in the benefits to the Austrian economy, and in what time span is it expected? There is no certain number for expected return on investment to the Austrian economy. Also, as we said, the benefit to Austria can be very, very different depending on the different projects. We have projects that are part of the ESA Phi-Lab that are, for example, not from Lower Austria and who are not at the airport, but they have testing facilities and also are a very experienced space company, so they bring to the...
Audio is off? What's not?
I think that our audio is on.
What is on for me?
Okay.
Sorry.
The benefits to the Austrian economy, or it's not a benefit also to, it doesn't have to be a direct benefit to Austrian economy. It has to be a benefit to Austria or the region of Lower Austria. And if you bring something to the table to the space community, then this could be benefit enough. But we can talk about the benefit depending on your company or depending on your project in the pre-proposal phase. So we can dig into that topic deeper in a one-on-one conversation with all our support partners, and then we can shape the benefit or the advantage you're bringing to the table.
Yeah, but there's no strict expected numbers or time span. It is important to visualize it though in your proposal, the market and the future. So that's, I guess, how we can visualize it.
Can you please talk a bit about the funding scheme, payment milestones? Are there defined milestones? Yes. As we said, funding is 100% for research institutes, 80% for SMEs, and 50% for corporates. You will get part of the funding when you're beginning with your project. At first, we have 3 major reporting meetings throughout your phase. There is a kickoff meeting where you will talk about your milestones with your consortium partners. ESA will be part of it, FFG or the Austrian Space Agency will be part of it, and the ESA Phi-Lab team. Then there will be a midterm review. After the midterm review, there will be another do you say payout? I don't know. You get another part of the funding.
Payment.
Payment, yeah. And then there will be the final review. And between these reviews, we will also do a quarterly review, but attached to this quarterly review, there will be no payment. If a company from another ESA member state applies, is it mandatory to carry out a development in Austria, or can it be carried out in a company's home location? Well, you can you can, but you have to explain the benefit you're bringing to Austria or to Lower Austria. So we also have companies that are interested even from out of Europe, but then they have to have an entity in at least one ESA member state, and then they have to bring really a benefit to Austria. This could be, for example, applying as a consortium with a consortium partner coming from Austria or Lower Austria, but also this question we can talk about in a one-on-one discussion and go more into detail what you can bring to the table to.
Yeah, I think Paul, I think it depends also how much of the development is going to be out of the country. I think it's very, very individual. Like you have to present the details of the development that you're talking about, but maybe also partially the common ground would be also that you are not 100% out of Austria, that you use the workspace, that you use the community and network availability here in Austria, and that you come over maybe from time to time to kind of blend in our environment. But let's talk about this maybe in one-on-one meeting.
Should the proposal focus on the commercial roadmap or the technical innovation? I think up to now we've never had an applicant who talked too much about commercial roadmap and too few about technical innovation. So for us it is important that all topics are covered, but as we're talking about industrialization and most projects talk too much about technical details and to view about their commercial roadmap, we would now say focus on your commercial roadmap and not too much on the technical innovation, because we know that there will be enough details about technical details anyways.
And please make the technical part easy to understand for external parties.
Is there an expected TLR? We don't have a certain TLR we're supporting. We have decided not to tell the projects which DRL do they have to do they need to have at least to apply. But what is important to us, as my colleague also said, is that you already have customers or that you have interested customers. We are industrialization focus, therefore you will have a certain TRL, otherwise you will not fit into that focus. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, we don't work with concepts or ideas. I think for that we have other great funding programs. It should be around the prototype at least, but it can be early TRL stage.
Is there any form template what project proposal should contain? Yes, from our website you can download all the relevant templates. First, you will be asked to fill out the pre-proposal template. This will be approximately 2 pages, and then when you are applying for, or when you want to hand in a proposal, then you will get documents where everything is explained to you, and there will be a template which you have to fill out, and then you have to hand it in before 8th of October.
Yes.
I hope we have answered all your questions. If there are still questions, don't hesitate to ask. And as we said, if there are questions you don't want to ask
in the chat
or where you want to talk more in detail about your projects, please feel free to reach out to us. Best way is to really hand in a pre-proposal, because then we also have
the base.
We also have the base and a little bit information about your project, and then it is easier for us to answer your questions. Yeah, I think that's the most efficient and effective way.
Yeah.
I think, can you please talk a bit about your available laboratory workshops? Currently, we having workshops. We have one big in Tulln, we have the makerspace, but we also have from projects that are here at the Space Hub that bought a CNC machine
and have a workshop.
And this is can also be accessible to other projects. So for example, if you consider also buying new machinery, this can also be accessible for other projects, and the makerspace is planned. So currently it's not established yet, but this will be the project for the next month for us to get new machinery to establish a new makerspace.
And we do have some testing labs in Wiener Neustadt. Yeah.
We also have partners we're working together with, especially in Wiener Neustadt. There is also a research institute with space focus, and we really like to help you also connect with those.
Financial support has been minimis.
Yes, I think that is written in our
FAQs,
slide.
yeah.
Yes, I think it is as other ESA fundings.
So you are planning to use the one that is one from our project, the CNC machine in the workshop, then we can definitely arrange that, because I think that would be the best approach if you are using the one of the project. Also I'm not sure about if Thorn has one, but
we at the Phi-Lab we don't have extra staff that is operating the machines.
Yeah, we don't
at
have
the moment.
At the moment, no. But yeah, but I think it can be arranged. For example, in the Space Hub, the CNC machine that we have here, and it's arrangeable.
I think that's it for now. I think from time, yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect. Then you will all get the slides and the recording. And as we said, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us, and we're really happy to help you with your projects and with your industrialization process of your technology.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you very much. Goodbye. Regards from Czech Republic. Bye. Thank you.
You have too. A nice day. Of course.